Hey everyone, welcome back to MK Quilts and MK Quilts University. Hey, today I am here on the quilting side. I kind of usually call it Ellen's side, but Ellen has been working remotely, but I've got some quilting to do for clients. We still are open here at MK Quilts. And so I am on McForte today and I'm just loading up a quilt, and I wanted to bring you along on a couple of things just to share with you a bit about a loading technique that I've been doing, and also a little modification to doing edge-to-edge designs the MK way. So first of all, I'm not going into my full loading video. That loading video is still on the university site. It's still on my YouTube channel. It's one of my most watched videos, and it explains how I use the zippers, the grips, and the side grips. All of that I am still doing. But there's a little bit of a twist in how I'm loading my quilt top, and it has to do with this little product called SewTites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of my quilt loaded, and then I'm going to talk to you about how I've been using these products to load my quilt top, which actually takes away the need to use those. Those are pins. We want to try to get away from pinning if we can, and we want to make our loading go super fast. So I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it loaded. I'm going to meet you right back here. We're going to talk about the SewTites, and we're going to talk about edge to edge, the MK way. Okay, I'm going to kind of bring you along and step you through this process as I finish loading this quilt. Now, first of all, let's take a look and talk about this little product, the SewTite. Basically what it is a magnet that is a two-part like device, okay? Magnet and a little bitty plate that the magnet sticks to. Now, the backstory on this is I heard about these when I was out at the Road to California quilt show earlier this year. One of my followers, actually one of my sim style followers, was there. We met up at the show. I always love meeting my followers when I'm traveling. Well, she said to me, Melissa, have you been to the SewTite booth? A lot of long armors are buzzing about these because they've been loading their quilts with them, eliminating the need for pins. And I'm like, I've never heard of them. No, I haven't been to the booth. So over I went to the booth and I talked to the ladies. The manufacturer of SewTites had a booth there. So we got to talking. Now, they are not long armors. They use these products for other things, for other sewing techniques. But we talked about the fact that long armors are using them to load their quilts. Okay, so how do you do it? Well, basically, I bought 3 sets of these when I was at Road to California. I came home and I've been working with them here in the studio. So I want to show you kind of how I have boiled down to using them. Now, the first thing is you're going to need your leader that you normally load your quilt top to, okay? So if you do a full float, no top leader, then this is not for you. But if you're still using your quilt leader like I am, and previously you've been pinning, then this is for you. Okay, so the first thing is what you need is one of your leaders. Now, this is an older leader that I've had for a long time. This is a 9-foot leader, but whatever leader that you have for your frame is what you need, because the leader has a casing in the end of it, okay? Your leader comes to you that way. So what I have done with my leader is I measured out 2.5-inch increments, and you can see I put some marker lines, and then actually what I did, you guys, was I took the metal plate part of the SewTite, I slipped it into my casing. Okay, so I slipped it into the casing on the end of the leader, and then every 2.5 inches I very carefully on your sewing machine, please be very careful because there's now a metal piece in your leader. Basically, I went and I sewed on either side of that little plate. Okay, so I have a plate in my leader and I sewed on either side of that so that the plate would no longer slide through the leader, through the casing. Okay, so that's basically how you prep it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my leader onto the bar and get my quilt up here and show you how I actually attach these things. But what I want to tell you is that when I was at Road to California, I only got 3 sets. I wish I would have actually gotten like 5 or 7 sets because I really don't have enough. This is only a 9-foot leader, so I've only been using this on small-ish types of quilts. So if you're going to go down this route, and you're going to need to stay tuned about how this is going to be listed and my introductory pricing for you, basically you're going to want to get 5 to 7 sets of these if you have a 12-foot frame, okay? All right, let me get the rest of this loaded. Let me get the quilt on, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the second part of the SewTite that we do on our quilt bottom, and no pinning involved. All right, I'm ready. I do want to mention that I am using standard load. I don't do clear view load. I'm sure there would be a way that's very similar to what I'm about to show you for clear view mode. Okay, what I've done is I have my batting loaded. It has the channel lock line, and basically I just drooped my backing down so that it's out of my way. My leader is on the bar. I'm just going to flip it over. Remember, my little SewTite plates are in the end of my leader there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind up my leader the whole way until the edge of the leader is just peeking over the bar. Remember, all of my plates are in there. Okay, let's grab our little quilt for today. And basically what I'm going to do is throw that baby over there. I'm going to get it centered on my frame. Just kind of taking a look. Am I centered here side to side? So that's a step that I would have been doing even when I was pinning. Okay, once I basically get the quilt where I want it, I'm just going to go ahead and loosely pull it towards the front. I'm going to let it just kind of gently rest down on my batting. And then I'm just going to get this straightened out like this. Basically the fabric at this point is kind of hugging on the leader. It's just basically in place. Okay, then comes the other part of the SewTite. And basically what I do is I just kind of put a few out here on my rail, just so that I can have kind of both hands available for what I'm going to do. Probably don't need the rest of those. And then basically I'm just going to take my fingers and I can feel where that little plate is in the end of my leader. And I'm just going to go along and put one of these little SewTites every place where I can feel the little plate that's in the end of my leader. Now, as I mentioned, I do them every 2.5 inches apart. Now I'm getting down to the end and I guess I do have one more right there. But if you get down to the end and you don't have one at the end, well then you may have to do 1 or 2 pins just at your ends of your quilts. But basically look at how fast this goes, you guys. And I guess I do need a few more. Just come on here. Snap that down. This one turned out like perfect. I had one right at the end on both sides. Okay, one left over. We don't need that. Okay, so that was pretty simple, right? All right, and then basically all I'm going to do is wind my quilt up just like I normally would. Make sure that it's nice and smoothed out. I'm watching it, but look at how fast that was, you guys. No pinning. And then basically the rest of this is all explained in my loading video, how I kind of get my quilt even with my plumb line. And then I come up here, I do my micro tightening, I get everything in place, I put my side grips on, I do my basting, and I'm ready to stitch. Boom, that was fast. I took my pins off because I don't need the pins anymore. And that has been my method for loading fast, fast, fast with the SewTites. All right, so what'd you think? Can I get a woot woot? So I'm so glad that I ran into my friend at Road to California and that she introduced me to these. I walked over to the booth, like I said. They were just as sweet as can be. And you know, in these times, you guys, I am super excited that I can help out their small business. And by you purchasing them from me, I'm helping them, you're helping me, and it's all a great thing. Okay, so here's the deal. These are the SewTite heavy duty versions. You want the heavy duty ones because of the thickness of our leaders and whatnot. They are sold in a pack of 5. The price is $19.95 for a pack of 5. We're going to give you 5% off, so basically like that's $1 off per pack. This is kind of like pre-order pricing. I do not have them here right now. I have my order form from the ladies from SewTite. I need to put in a bulk order. So Mr. MK is building it on the website as we speak. If you want to, you can drop a comment below on how many you might want, but I'm going to ask you to order them off the website. There will be a small amount of shipping. The packages are very small, so shipping is not going to be a huge deal. As I said, I only ordered 3 sets. They do not quite fill my 9-foot leader. So, I mean, I guess if you did the math, you can figure out about every 2.5 inches is what I did. 5 of these in a pack. So you figure out how many you need, but I would say at least 5. I wish I had gotten 5, and really I wish I would have 7. 7 sets of these, okay? So watch the website later today. Mr. MK is building it. I am in love with these things. Ellen, before she went to work remotely, she was using them. She said that she really was a fan of those as well. Okay, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. I need to get to quilting. I am going to do another small little section of video that includes how I'm approaching my edge to edge on this design, because it's a little bit different than my edge to edge for newbies. And it's a little bit different from the way that I normally do it here in the studio with a connected edge to edge. So stay tuned for that, but get ready to get your order in for the SewTites.